Coming in hot for Helena Love Week, the Panther Playback has you covered with every angle of every event happening here at Pelham High. I'm Aspen Godette.
And I'm Lexi Lowry here on September 16, 2022 with Season 5, Episode 5 of the one, the only Panther Playback.
A special teacher here at PHS was involved with NASA.
Miss Tarbox's interview is a must-see. Take a look.
What's up, Panthers? I'm Tiffany Gutierrez here with Mrs. Tarbox in her classroom. I'm here to ask Mrs. Tarbox a couple of questions, and for some of you who may not know her, she teaches robotics, geometry, and algebra. We have some thought that you used to work for NASA or used to have an internship with NASA, so can you tell us how that was for you, or what did you do for them?
So I I co-opt for Southern Research, which is based out of Birmingham. They are a research firm that contracts with NASA, the U.S. Navy, Boeing, and a lot of other large companies to do materials and mechanics research for those companies. And so I really enjoyed my time there because I got to deal with a lot of different materials and a lot of really cool projects, and some of them I wasn't even allowed to talk about. So that was a really great experience.
Okay. During your work there, did y'all talk about Artemis 1?
Yeah, so I actually worked there back in 2009 through 2011. And back then, there was a program going on called the Constellation Program, which included the Orion capsule, which is attached to Artemis now. And so what we did was we did heat shield material. We took samples of materials that they thought would work for heat shields and set them on fire and smushed them and did all kinds of crazy stuff with them. And then that project was tabled by the government because there was a budget issue. And so that came back online in 2017 under a different form, but they kept our original design for the Orion. So all of that stuff that I got to do years ago is going up into space.
Could you give us a little bit of elaboration on what Artemis is?
Yeah, so Artemis is a project. It's also known as SLS, and this launches SLS-1. And basically the goal is for us to make it back to the moon. We haven't been to the moon since Apollo, so it's been a very long time. One of the really cool things that they have planned with Artemis 1 is, or not with Artemis 1, but with the Artemis project, is that they are planning in 2024 to put the first woman and the first person of color on the moon.
Well, that's it for today, guys. This was Mrs. Tarbox and Tiffany Gutierrez signing off.
$1 a piece. Check them out.
I love these buttons, so show it at the game tonight. Moving on to some high schoolers' next step, here's some insight on the campaign, Why Apply?
Let's take a closer look.
Hey Panthers, this is Why Apply, and we have Miss Swan here today to answer the question, why is it important to apply for college?
I think it's important to apply for college because you never know where life is going to take you in the future. So regardless of if you know where you want to go or you're just really confused about what to do after high school, I think you should apply for a handful of colleges because it may benefit you in the future.
Okay, Coach Gilmer, so why do you think that students should apply for college?
It opens up a lot of doors and a lot of opportunities that not applying may not give you.
Well, I guess why not? You know, if you apply for college and you decide not to go, you've already applied, so you've got it taken care of. It's not going to hurt to apply. And if you apply and you decide to go, then you've already applied. So my suggestion would be just go on ahead and do it. You never know what the future is going to hold, and it might be to where you might want to go to college. So go ahead and apply.
You should apply for college if you're interested because it'll open up a lot of opportunities for you, a lot of chances for some real good book learning, right? And there's things out there that you don't even know exist that you can find out when you go to college.
I think this is a good opportunity to kind of see what you can achieve, what goals you might put out there, and if you can apply now for free, why not? And just kind of see where you're accepted. College was a really good experience for me, so I just encourage everyone to try.
It's a great question. I think that students should apply for college because we're capable of doing more than we think we are, and you deserve it.
I had a great college experience, War Eagle, and I just think it opens up pathways that maybe you don't realize, and it was just a great experience for me, War Eagle. But you can also apply to a junior college or a certification program, but the biggest thing to me is when you leave Pelham, you chase that dream and you go after that subject that you're passionate about.
There was a crime scene here in our lab, and there was blood left at the crime scene. So what we are doing today is we are doing a presumptive test for the presence of blood. Blood contains iron, and that's what we are testing for today. If it tests positive for blood, we will move on and do a confirmatory test for the presence of blood. And that's just another piece of evidence that we have for our crime scene investigation. For coming by and seeing our lab today. It helps grow our program. We appreciate it.
Narrowing in on one spectacular student, Parent of the Week brings in Sun Wynn to enlighten us a little on his high school experience.
Here's Jory Parson with your Panther of the Week.
I'm Jory Parson here with your Panther of the Week, Sun Wynn. So you're in HOSA, TSA, and you're letterman for the football team. Looks like you're getting into a lot this year. So what are you looking forward to most for your senior year?
Just being involved with senior year, and then I just want to, show out for the football games as a letterman with the boys. Just trying to represent all of them and just trying to make sure they're involved too.
And you're also treasurer for HOSA. So what kind of responsibilities does that include?
So just making sure budgeting all of our money, and then making sure the different committees just have enough money to do their own things.
And you're competing at HOSA this year under the category of nutrition. So how are you going to prepare for that, and what does that entail?
So for myself, since I am competing in nutrition, my event just has mainly testing. So all I'm going to do is just read some textbooks, study up, and go test.
Right. And you've enrolled in some really career-intensive courses this year. So what are you planning on doing after high school?
After high school, I would like to go to Auburn and eventually go into computer science. And after that, hopefully, if that doesn't work out, maybe something in the medical field.
Right. And you've been in sports med for 3 years now, and you're pretty notorious for being a gym rat. So do you think taking that course has really inspired you to take your health seriously?
Yes, most definitely. It has. The course has definitely taught me about nutrition and what you put in your body matters, such as like just the different foods you put in, what you drink and such.
And homecoming is right around the corner, so I'm sure boys and girls are really in some need of help of getting right. So will you tell us about your workout routine?
Just push, pull, legs, chest back, and then arms and legs again.
Right. All right, Panthers, if you want to see Sun do some push-ups, make sure you go support your Panthers at Helena tonight. We hope the Panthers keep the letterman busy. And this is your Panther of the Week, Sun Wynn.
Bradford back with your What's Happening on the Hill. Today is September 13th, 16th, 13th.
Let's step it up. Step it up. That's me stepping it up. And join the PTO so that we don't have to humiliate ourselves at Helena.
It's $100. What transports us to the
Well, look, $100 to join the PTO. Okay. You know what's priceless? Watching Helena have to humiliate themselves as we continue to dominate on the field. Okay.
Hey, what are you doing this morning?
What y'all looking at?
Sitting here, make sure everything runs smoothly, make sure Foster don't kill anybody. That's a great question.
How about we bring the energy here?
That's my job title.
It's our show.
Oh, he's going to write my script for me.
Name's
Husky TV. L. You got the whole lights set up. Wait, okay. Behind the scenes of the show, you're only going to see from here up. Grant is in the teleprompter right now.
Ethan McKinnis.
From when?
Yesterday.
So what do we have to do?
I deleted it.
Emma! Reed! Yes, Emma Reed Radford. We need your script into the teleprompter. Am I good?
I didn't even finish today. Sorry. Hey, we need to check those pins on the...
I'll teach you.
Hey, if y'all want to be cutaway shot of just the pins, somebody holding the pins on the black background. Hey, a small price to pay to continue to drum up support for this.
Oh!
It's a non-profit organization.
Make sure to get money from the school.
Plus, is this a non-profit organization?
That one's good.
Behind the scenes, Catherine fixes Emma's script.
Wear that standing in the Helena student section with your Helena girlfriend.
I can.
Parker.
Hey, Rudy, what's the question?
I am.
I'm gonna say B. Who's on camera for this?
Oh wait, we gotta hold them? I thought we were wearing them.
Oh, I'm holding
No,
the
you're
white
holding
key.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
Now they just changed it.
Your line is broken, I think.
My line?
Say it at least.
Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Check. Audio check.
3, 2, 1.
Go! Go!
Murray Bradford back with your What's Happening on the Hill. Today is September 13th, 16th, 13th, and the weather is finally cooling down with a low of 53 degrees and a high of 82 degrees, and it's supposed to be sunny all day.
For a split
It's
second,
okay.
you started. It's fine. It's perfectly fine. That's what it is for. It's practice. You got, look, be yourself. You got a good personality. Good. It translates to the camera.
Coming off our huge win against Briarwood last week, preparing us for everyone's favorite
Helena Love Week, because we love to destroy our favorite rivals. So get ready for all of your favorite sports and more right here, right now.
So, Aspen, I've never seen you in a jersey before. What's up with that?
Well, you can actually catch me on Helena's field tonight as our star H-back, unlike our favorite bench warmer, Carter White.
What's up? It's your favorite JV monster and role model, and I'm here with this week's sports. This week consisting of volleyball and football with scores, next games, and more. We've got volleyball up next, in which they traveled to Helena and took down the Huskies on Tuesday, in which JV beat Helena 2-1 and varsity won 3-1. They then traveled to Chelsea Wednesday, in which JV and varsity fell short 1-2 and 1-3. Switching it up, we've got some more college football for this week, in which San Jose State traveled to Jordan-Hare. The Tigers seemed to struggle in the first half, being down 7-10 at the end of it. However, TJ Finley turned it around in the second half, completing his last 12 of 15 passes, as well as leading Auburn to the end zone all 4 times. That paired with the D-line, who only allowed 54 rushing yards all game, allowed Auburn to come out on top 24-16. Auburn will meet Penn State in a rematch of what was last year's whiteout tomorrow at 2:30 at Jordan-Hare, which will possibly turn into an orange out if the rumors are true. Down in Austin, Alabama took on the Longhorns, in which they were a 20.5-point favorite. However, Bama as a whole struggled, in which they had a record-setting 15 penalties and receivers who seem unready for the spotlight when Bama is used to having one of the best receiver rooms in the nation. Texas, on the other hand, lost their starting quarterback Quinn Ayers late in the first quarter, whose hype was definitely validated in the short time he had to show it off. Backup quarterback Hudson Card, while keeping Texas in the game, could not capitalize in the red zone with just 1 touchdown to show for the 5 appearances. Bama will meet Louisiana Monroe tomorrow at 3. Next, we have the best team in Pelham, who came back from being down 20 points to Briarwood in the fourth quarter. I was dogged the whole game, leading to my insane stat line of 0 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 17 women flirted with. Coming into the game, Briarwood was number 6 in 6A and number 11 in the state. Here's Kyle O'Neill with more on that game.
Week 3 of the season, first region matchup for your Pelham Panthers coming off a bye week, taking on the Briarwood Lions led by 5-star quarterback Christopher Vizina. They were coming off back-to-back games that needed game-winning drives in the fourth quarter. This game was moved up a day, originally scheduled last Friday, but instead played Thursday due to a threat of severe thunderstorms. We were trying to avoid an 0-3 start and would need a big fourth quarter comeback to do that. We start out with Briarwood's first drive of the game, a big run here, and they were going to take a 7-0 lead later in the drive on a 1-yard touchdown run by the quarterback Christopher Vizina. Although we would strike back on the very next drive, highlighted by 2 big plays by Darius Copeland, the first of which was a 29-yard pass from Clayton Maines to Copeland. Darius would finish the drive with a 7-yard touchdown run to tie the game. Briarwood would go on to dominate the second quarter. 3 touchdown passes from Vizina of 42, 4, and 14 yards, really showing us why he has those 5 stars by his name and is committed to Clemson. He finished the half with 240 total yards and 4 touchdowns. Although a missed extra point by Briarwood would make the lead 27-7 at the half and prove to be key later in the game. We head to the second half now, and we would start out the half with a big drive highlighted by a huge run by Clayton Maines. He showed throughout the night that not only can he throw the ball, but he's also one of our biggest running threats with more than 100 yards on the ground. Markel Bell would finish off the drive with a touchdown and cut Briarwood's lead to 13. Briarwood would have an answer as Evan Robson ran 24 yards into the end zone to put the Lions' lead back at 20, and the score would be 34-14 heading into the fourth quarter. Darius would get the comeback started with a 14-yard touchdown run, cutting the lead to 13 and showing that we weren't going out without a fight. That was Darius' second touchdown of the night. So far, 3 weeks into the season, no one has been able to figure out how to stop him, putting up huge numbers in every game this year. Although he wouldn't be done yet. Deep in our own territory with 4 minutes left and still down by 13, Clayton would connect with Darius for a 79-yard touchdown pass, giving all the momentum to Pelham, as Briarwood's lead was now just 6. We knew we were only a stop and a touchdown from beating the number 7 team in 6A and getting our first win of the year. We would get that stop and great field position because Briarwood decided to go for it on 4th down and we got a huge sack. The offense capitalized off the great field position as Clayton heaved it 43 yards to Trey Corkill to tie the game. Kicker Jake Garner would get the extra point to take the 1-point lead. Briarwood's last chance, and the defense comes up with another huge 4th down stop. We would go on to take a knee and win the game 35-34. Coach Mike Vickery getting his first win as Pelham's head coach in comeback fashion. We'll try and build off this momentum tonight at 7 against you-know-who on the faked hill. Make sure to wear green because the theme is jungle/greenout. For PHS Sports, I'm Kyle O'Neill, and I'll see you next week.
We play at Helena tonight at 7 in the biggest game of the year, so make sure you come out and support me. I'll be signing autographs after the game, so be ready. Next, we have possibly the second best player on the team besides yours truly for this week's Athlete of the Week. Here's Lacey Gogan with the game changers from last Friday's game who stepped up big time, Jamal Miles.
10 to the 5. Touchdown Panthers!
Hey guys, I'm Lacey Gogan here with this week's Athlete of the Week, Jamal Miles. So Jamal, we know you're the star defensive back on the football team. As a senior, how do you help lead the younger players that will soon be in your position?
I practice hard and I lead by example, and if they mess up, I'll just help them if they need my help.
Coming off the great comeback win against Briarwood, how do you plan on preparing for the game against Helena tonight?
We're going to prepare like any other team. It's not going to be any different, nothing special. So.
We know you have some big-time offers. Considering your options, do you plan on staying here or going out of state?
I haven't made that decision, but I don't want to be close to home. So.
Well, we would love to have you close to home. What's been some of your favorite memories being a part of the football team for the past 4 years?
Probably winning the area when we won like 2 years ago.
With Coach Vic being y'all's new head coach, how do you and all of your teammates adjust to the new play style?
It's definitely different from a new head coach coming from Coach Kazi. It's not going to be the same, but we adjusted pretty good, learning the plays and the offense and the defense. So we're working on some stuff.
All right, guys, that's it for this week's Athlete of the Week. I'm Lacey Gogan with Jamal Miles.
Well, guys, that's it from me with this week's sports. I'll see y'all tonight, and make sure to bring pins for my autograph signings. Now back to you guys.
Thank you, Carter. Before you head out, we'll leave you with some of your score predictions for tonight's game. But first, thank you once again for tuning in to Panther Playback. I'm Lexi Lowry.
And I'm Aspen Godette, bringing you news you can't always see. Catch you next time, and remember, dogs down.
Ms. Callens, give us a score prediction for the Pelham-Helena game.
I think it'd be 21-17. Panthers!
Can you give us a score prediction for the Pelham-Helena game?
I think we can beat them 50-0. Go Panthers!
I love the confidence.
I'm going Pelham 24, Helena 14.
Can you give us a score prediction for the Pelham-Helena game?
48-3.
Oh yeah, beat Helena! Can you give us a score prediction for the Pelham-Helena game?
I'm going to say Pelham 28, Helena 21.
You got to give the Panthers a little bit of a bigger lead than that.
I think it's going to be a good game. I think the Panthers are going to come out on top. Helena, I think they got a decent team, but the Panthers are definitely going to come on top.
Huskies down. As a letterman, what's your prediction for the Pelham-Helena game?
I have to go 21-7 Pelham.
Hayden, can you give us a score prediction for the Pelham Helena game?
I think we're gonna win.
Huskies down.
What is your score prediction for the game tomorrow? For who? Who's winning? Pelham? Yeah. Okay.
Can you guys give us a score prediction for the Pelham Helena game tomorrow?
27-3 Pelham.
26-23 Pelham.
Huskies down. Can you give us a score prediction for the Pelham Helena game?
I think it's going to be pretty close, especially at the end. I say 34-28. There's going to be a touchdown in the last maybe 4 or 5 minutes.
Okay, I like the prediction. Brooklyn, can you give us a score prediction for the Pelham Helena game?
I don't know like an exact score, but I know that we're going to win.
Okay, Ms. Hall, what do you think the score prediction for this Friday is going to be?
Well, I am a house divided this week. My husband is the head wrestling coach at Helena High School, so I hope he doesn't see this, but I think our Panthers are going to win this game. I think we've learned a lot over the past few weeks, so I think we're going to put it all into action and have the whole puzzle put together this week, and we're going to have a successful win.